Okay, gonna do a quick frame video. 1987 to 1995 Jeep Wrangler YJ. This is Jeremy with Jeeps Unlimited. 303-666-9020. JeepsUnlimited.net. You can look at this frame and others like it. If we have any listed, they sell really quickly. So if you don't see anything else listed, just give us a call. This is a grade A. There's no rust cancer in it at all. It's got a little bit of surface, just where the factory paints off of it, but it's actually in very good shape. So I'm going to show you it as if you're in here in person. It's straight. All of our Jeeps come in running and driving. We spend a little bit more on them and buy them full instead of like a salvage yard would. We don't buy salvage Wranglers and stuff. So anyway, so I'll just go down it, and then I'll point. If there's anything I see, I'll point out on it. But it's just nice and slow, so you can see exactly what you're going to get. And I list all our videos for the ad specific, so what you see here is actually what you'll receive. In a couple weeks, we're going to have a sandblaster set up, and that will be an extra charge, but mainly just to help some people out there that like to have that done, or in areas that don't have access to it. So we'll do some of that here. So this is your back support. This is nice and straight, nice and solid. This is your area that goes above your rear gas tank. It holds the skid plate, so that's actually really good shape. And then the holes, you can see the mounts, they're perfect. They're not all rotted out or anything like that. Those are usually easy ways to see if you have any rot. These are those areas there, as well as nice and slow. The shock tower, that's in good shape there. Those love to trap down in that area there. They love to trap moisture in them and eat themselves out, but these are actually really clean. But here you go, you can see it nice and circular, not all eaten out there. And this one as well, going up to the front. And then your motor mounts, both of those guys, nice and straight, solid, no rust. This is a 6-cylinder, 4.0 or 4.2 frame. If you want to use it on a 4-cylinder, you can. What you have to do is you have to cut these off and then re-weld them back. They go back a few inches. Not super hard, but a little bit. This area here is where the rubber bushing goes from your radiator, or your radiator support, basically your grill, front grill. That area always traps moisture, so it's always a little thinner there, but not all the way through or anything. And what we usually recommend is just wire wheel it off, unless you're planning on blasting it, and then just put a little Por 15 or paint on it, Rust-Oleum or something. This area here is a good example of one. So this support here is a little bit more wallowed out than you normally would see. Normally this hole is about this big. Not a big deal. Your bushing will still mount to it just fine. It's a big bushing that squeezes it in there, so that will work out, no problem. You can always either replace that piece if you'd like, or put a little bit more material, or put a plate in it. But it's really unnecessary on that piece. There's so many supports on these. So, and then that's it on top side. Let me flip it over, and I'll show you the bottom side of it. Ready? Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that on you. Right. So they're pretty light, as you can see. Let me pick it up with one hand. They weigh about 150, 175 pounds. So this is your back area. All the bolts are still there for the gas tank skid. Going around the back there. This area loves to rot out. Seeing the underside of it. A lot of rusty areas out in the Midwest or East Coast, you'll have rust there. And then all the holes you see in it are all factory, where some of the bump stops go, like those guys there, and then here. We peel them off just so you can see that we're not hiding anything underneath them. These are your rear leaf spring mounted fixed perches. Your shackles go where your bushings are there, and those are replaceable. That one's actually been cut off, so you'll want to push that one out anyway. But you should replace those anyway. They're pretty old and dried. This frame here had a couple things, and we'll discount it for this because you'll have a little bit more time into it. But the skid plate bolts, a couple of them broke off, like this guy. Well, one of them broke off, and this one's just loose, so you'll have to extract this. It's got a welded nut inside. You can put an insert here, which is what most people do. We were just going to cut them, but we figured we'd probably leave it alone because there's a possibility of you might be able to get that bolt out without having to cut it. So, and then this material here. This is actually material that should have been come off with the sandblaster, or not the sandblaster, the washer. But the little bit of rust you see here is actually from the skid plate, the belly pan itself, and you can see it if you can kind of see the profile of it. It's not. It's all low here. This is the actual frame, and the material you see here is from the belly pan. So you get a flathead Phillips, or we can flake. Most of that will flake right off. So this is your front purchase for your leaf springs, and then again the bottom side of your your motor mounts, excuse me, and then the shock towers are here. If you ever wonder what your track bar mounts to, that's your track bar, what it mounts to there. And then your sway bar, one of your mounts is here, the other mount goes onto the gearbox, which is the mount's not there, but just because it unbolts, we pull everything off. And then you got your shackle here and there. And a pretty common swap on these that makes them ride a lot better is to reverse the shackles. And you basically remove you put the fixed portion of the shackle here, so you grind that off and put that up front, and then you put the moving section of your shackle back here, and that allows your axles to move together. So that's something we offer too. We can talk excuse me, about that if you're interested. Those two are okay there. This one is the same as the other side, loose, so still sitting there. And going back through this side, nice solid straight, no rust anywhere like that. So prices listed is including shipping. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to give us a call, 303-666-9020. Otherwise, I'll give you kind of an overview of it again. And again, jeepsunlimited.net, you can purchase this or view others like it. We do sell tubs. Tubs are really hot sellers too. They sell really quickly. But we have some good frames coming in. I'd say this would be a grade B, so I'll knock it off a couple $100. We do have some good grade A's coming in that you won't have to do anything to, but bolt on and go or paint or whatever you like to do. So, and the only things on this thing that make it is the bolts on the belly pan. A little bit of work on those, but other than that, I think you'll be very happy with it. So I appreciate you taking a look and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.